Ladies and gentlemen, stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to bring this Wednesday, March 21st, 2018 Salary Board meeting to order at 12:30 in the Commissioners' Conference Room. Can I have a motion for the approval of the minutes? Can I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. Okay, we're going to go right into motions. Do we have Andy here yet? Where's Tracy? Where's Andy? Okay.
This is
18-3000.
Yeah, this is a motion to approve the MOU for the Service Employees International. Salary increases by 2.5 retro to January 1st, 2017, 2.5 retro to January 1st, 2018, 2,000 January 1st, 19, 2,000 January 1st, 2020. Also included some equity adjustments, and Justin McGregor is here to talk about it.
Commissioners, I had spoken on this in the previous meeting. Do you have any questions that you'd like to have addressed at this point?
Yeah, do we have the money to pay for this?
Yes, everything is budgeted.
But do we have the money? Is it part of the 1.5 million that we're short?
That would be a question for Mr. Durkin and Mr. Mitchell.
Something we voted on? To backdate it?
Give me a moment. The fact is, Commissioner, is you're correct. We have a budgeted deficit of more than $1.5 million, but it's not made up of any one thing. It's a cumulative deficit, but what is budgeted is what's in this agreement with SEIU. So it is included in the budget, and therefore, yes, it does contribute to the $1.5 million deficit, but it's not that specifically that caused the deficit.
Mr. Durkin, this goes back to January 1st, 2017, though.
That's correct.
And you accounted for that in our budget for 2018?
We did budget for the retroactive portion in our 2018 budget. That's correct, Commissioner.
How did you know it was going to be in there?
Well,
Commissioner, we do
we do
that.
it all the time, don't you?
We do that on a regular basis. If we have a contract that is open and it goes more than a year, we budget what we estimate to be the retroactive
Every year.
cost once the contract is approved. We do that on a regular basis.
Every year we do that.
The retroactivity is included.
I understand you might have known that, but I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? It was
Oh,
part of the
yeah, they have
contract?
to put
No,
it-
did you know that this amount of money was part of the contract and in the budget?
Yes, if they did budget it,
You knew about this contract from the union?
because the contract is expired, they have to have it in place. So
Didn't know what the exact numbers were, but Tom comes up with a formula to put in so we're covered. So
This is the exact formula that they had decided to vote on? Is this what we voted on already?
As close as you can get, you know what I mean? Try to put so many percentage in.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Was it 2.5% that we voted on? Because I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I've been asking about these union contracts forever.
Just the changes. As a matter of fact, Commissioner, the 2.5% was what the last year of the last contract, the raise for SEIU was 2.5%.
Okay, so that's why you assumed, okay, gotcha. That
2018.
makes sense. Thank you. So now the public knows that you're going off the previous contract. That makes
That is
better
correct.
sense. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Any other questions? Okay, could I have a motion approving the memorandum agreement with service employees?
So moved.
Could I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
No.
18-3001.
This is a motion to adjust the salary of the Human Resource Benefit Analyst from $37,413 to $40,413, retroactive to January 1st, 2018. And the Director of our Human Resources, Justin McGregor, is here to explain the reasons we're doing this and the recommendation he's making.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioners. This is for Joanne Granza, who's in my department, who has more responsibilities in that she oversees the pension and works with the pension board, in addition to her daily duties within my department.
Can I have a motion? Anybody have any questions? Can I have a motion on 18-3001?
I'll make the motion.
Can I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks.
Thank you.
Parks and Recreation?
18-3002, motion to adjust the salary of a tennis instructor from $8.50 an hour to $10 an hour, a tennis instructor from $7.75 an hour to $9 an hour, and the West Nile intern from $13.80 an hour to $15 an hour. And our Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. William Davis, is here to explain these and make the recommendation to the members of the Salary Board.
Good morning, Bill.
Morning, Commissioners. The tennis supervisor and the tennis instructors, those are positions that haven't seen an increase in a number of years. $7.75 is kind of a low hourly rate, even though it's a seasonal position. The people that have these positions, they're responsible for children. They also have to travel various locations to conduct the clinics that we have throughout the county, and we just thought that this was a reasonable amount of money to do the increase. I did include this in my current year budget, so it is covered from a budgetary standpoint. The West Nile intern position, several years ago, we had this funded through the state as part of our West Nile surveillance program, and it was at $13.87. We've renegotiated the new contract, and it'll be $15 an hour that will pay for a college intern to assist in our West Nile program starting in May, and it'll go through the end of August. It pays $15 an hour, and that's why the increase, and it's a total pass-through. The state pays for the entire amount of the salary for that position. In addition, the grant covers a leased vehicle, which is covered by the state as well, that'll assist with that person in helping us with the program.
Okay. Does the board have any questions for?
All those costs are
Yes.
within the grant, though. We don't pay any, none of that comes out of the taxpayers, the
That's
county
correct.
taxpayers. It just comes out of the
It's
the
a
state
total
grant.
pass-through, Commissioner, from the state.
Can I have a motion on 18-3002?
So moved.
Can I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Office of Youth and Family Services.
18-3003, this is a motion to fund a new position of two new positions at caseworker 2 at a salary of $36,821. These are civil service positions. Explanation will be provided by Carrie Browning, the Assistant Administrator for the Office of Youth and Family Services.
Good
morning,
afternoon. Hi. Lackawanna County is one of 7 counties to participate in the Family Engagement Initiative in cooperation with the county and the courts in our office. Part of doing that is to have crisis and rapid response meetings. We would need 2 caseworkers to be able to fulfill this, and what that means is that they will go out into the field when a child is at risk of going into placement or has already gone into placement, meet with families, and try to engage as many partners as they can to keep that child safely with family rather than going into stranger foster care. The 2 positions have been approved in our needs-based budget through the state.
Does the board have any questions? Can I have a motion for 18-3003? Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. The courts.
18-3004 is a request from the courts. It's a motion to adjust the title of a law clerk to an orphans court master from a current salary of $39,003 to $49,003. And the court administrator, Frank Castellano, is here to make the explanation and recommend it to the salary board.
Good morning, Frank.
Good afternoon, everyone. As I explained during the work session, the beginning of this year, January 1, 2018, Judge Girallo became the head of the Orphans Court for the Lackawanna County Court of Common Pleas. It therefore is necessary for one of his law clerks to increase their duties and to be officially considered the master of the Orphans Court to assist the judge and the court with those duties. Therefore, we respectfully request that individual's salary be increased to the amount listed in the resolution, and that, as I explained during the work session, that it be retroactive to January 1 because this individual began those duties on January 1 when the judge took over his new duties.
Okay. Does the board have any questions? I'd like to make a motion for 18-3004. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Can I have a second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
18-3005 is a motion to adjust the salaries of the office manager secretary from $51,691 to $53,191, and the head law clerk from $45,229 to $47,429. This is for one of the judicial offices, and Frank Castellano, the court administrator, will provide more of an explanation and recommend this to the salary board.
I present this on behalf of Judge Andrew Jarbola. This involves his staff. This is a redistribution of the money allotted to Judge Jarbola. What the judge is requesting to do is to decrease the salary of his one law clerk, decrease in the amount of $3,700, and then redistribute that $3,700 in the amounts listed to the other two individuals on his staff. So we respectfully request that this board pass that resolution.
I'm confused by that. What does he want to do here? He wants
Commissioner,
to take,
the judge is looking to redistribute. So specifically, there is an individual who is a law clerk in his office, and he would be reducing that law clerk's salary by $3,700, and that law clerk is aware of that, and then taking that $3,700 and redistributing it to two other staff members in his office. So it's a redistribution of the money that's already allotted to Judge Jarbola for the operation of his office.
Okay, does the board have any other questions? I'd like to make a motion on 18-30. Can I have a motion on 18-3005? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Can I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Register of Wills.
Thank you.
Frank Kovaleski. Thanks, Frank.
18-3006 is a motion to fund a new position of guardian administrator at a salary of $42,000, and Frank Kovaleski, who is the Register of Wills, will make a recommendation to the salary board, and as an elected official, she also retains the right to vote on this, and she can make a motion or second it if she chooses to.
Good afternoon, Fran.
Good afternoon, everyone. We've talked about this in our work session. It is self-funded position, and at this time, I'd like to make a motion for the board to vote on this.
Second.
well, she can't make the motion, could she?
Yeah,
Oh,
as
she's on-
as the
she's
actual,
like-
she
votes on
becomes a vote because she's an elected official
Okay.
when elected official comes up. Okay, we have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, on the question. Okay,
On the question, I just want to say that this program is for GSI, what is it, GST, or what is the?
Guardianship Tracking System, GTS.
GTS, thank you.
And
okay.
that's being mandated by the Supreme Court.
No,
of
it's not,
Pennsylvania.
the program, it's not being, the program is being mandated, the position is not. This position, just for the public, is not being mandated. It's the program for the GTS system is being mandated. Correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fran.
Thank you, Fran.
District Attorney's Office.
18-3008. This is a motion to fund a new position of interpreter at a salary of $35,000 per the Women's Resource Center grant, and the speaker on this is District Attorney Mark Powell, and the same District Attorney is a permanent member of the salary board when it involves his office. He can make a motion in addition to voting on this.
Good morning, Mark.
Good afternoon, everyone. 3008 is a position funded by a grant. It was erroneously eliminated from the 2018 budget, but it is fully funded, and I hereby make a motion to fund the new position as an interpreter at the salary of $35,000.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions, anyone?
Well, it was taken out of the 2018 budget? Is that what?
Correct.
But it's-
Erroneously, but correct.
It's fought by mistake, right?
So it was not, that was the one that I couldn't find in the book. That's the one I was looking for and I
It
couldn't
had
find.
not been filled, but it's going to be filled now.
It wasn't filled, but it was actually in there, but you didn't type it into our report. All right, but we had allocated the funding. Yeah. Okay, all right, thanks.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
18-3009 is a motion to adjust the salaries as indicated due to the elimination of a vacant detective position in the district attorney's office that will be abolished. Deputy district attorney from $54,838 to $57,838. Assistant district attorney for auto theft from $43,870 to $45,200. Deputy district attorney from $43,050 to $45,200. Assistant district attorney from $38,386 to $42,000. Assistant district attorney from $38,386 to $42,000. Assistant district attorney from $38,386 to $45,200. Assistant district attorney part-time from $31,862 $37,500. Assistant District Attorney for the Driving Under the Influence program from $27,675 to $37,500. The speaker on this is the District Attorney, Mark Powell, who will explain his reasons for doing this and make the recommendation to the board and vote on it.
Thank you again. These requests are all within the 2018 budget or accommodated by permanently eliminating a detective's position, and I hereby motion to make the following adjustments in salary as outlined in 3009.
May I have a second
On the question.
on the question?
That position, I had asked if that was that there was no position available, so I'm not sure where that permanently removed position is coming from. And because District Attorney Powell was not here in 2016, he would not have been aware of that, but District Attorney Shane Scanlon actually used the vacancy as leverage to give the raises in 2017 for this supposed 7.5% whatever. And like I said, District Attorney Powell was not here at that time, so he would not be aware of that. So what exact position would be eliminating then? Was there a new position created that
Tom?
you can eliminate, or because I've got tons of new, and like all these people have been moved around, and I can't figure out where this position is coming from.
Perhaps Kevin Mitchell or Tom Durkin could explain that.
I don't.
Was there a budgeted detective in this last year's budget? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But
That's what he's
that,
eliminating.
But that was leveraged with Shane Scanlon, and I have that right here, December 21st, 2016.
There may have been a different
There
one.
was no other position to leverage, is my point. I mean, it's right here. I have the lists. Everything's in front of me.
The position the DA is recommending to delete was in the 2018 budget.
It was in the, so it's in its
Right,
funded.
but District Attorney Shane Scanlon did not eliminate it permanently. He just promised not to fill it and use that money towards the raises that he provided to the staff. So that money was already accounted for elsewhere in his department. We saw it as a vacant position and allocated it in his budget like that, but it was actually covering the salaries of the other staff that he gave these raises to.
There is funding there.
Well, no, there's not. There's no vacant position.
I don't know exactly what position it was that District Attorney Scanlon wanted to eliminate.
Special-
But I can tell you that the DA's office was not over budget in 2017 in the salaries and wage line item.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever he did, the increases that he gave to other people he did not fill a position. Again, I'm not sure what position it was,
But the number was available.
but he was under budget in 2017 in salaries and wage line.
Okay.
But this is a wrong list. This list is incorrect then. 2018 was incorrect. Or, I just have to say that because you can't account for a vacant position in 2016 that was being used for other raises, and then a new DA comes in, and then they get to use it again for another set of raises on top of that. Just understand what I'm saying?
It was not this detective position, as I understand.
But there was extra funding in the budget, basically was left.
There is.
Yes.
This position's covered.
Mhm.
I know what you're speaking to, or speaking about, Commissioner, but that's kind of how the interpreter got eliminated erroneously. We went through the, we went through the.
Can you come up to the microphone, Kevin, please? I'm sorry.
We went through, the interpreter was erroneously eliminated because we went through the seniority list during the 2018 budget process and eliminated off the seniority list any unfunded positions. So the detective's position he's speaking to, or speaking about, was funded in 2017 and consequently funded in 2018. It was just
And we didn't
vacant.
know.
Well, it was vacant, so I mean, I think right now they have 4 vacancies, including this position that you're looking to eliminate, if I'm correct in saying that. So if there was a position that was promised to be eliminated in 2016, I can't speak to that because I wasn't involved, but I have to assume,
Yeah, you weren't here either, that's right.
I have to assume that it wasn't funded and not carried forward, but I don't know.
I can't seem to figure, I mean, I've gone through I can't find any vacancy after working through the numbers, so, I mean, and that has nothing to do with the district attorney, it just has to do with the fact that it's something that happened before he got here, so. But I am not finding a vacancy now that was promised away to the previous raises that were given.
The funding is available.
Yes.
Okay.
The funding for 2018 is captured in his 2018 budget.
Okay.
And the vacancy now will be eliminated altogether.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting because, you know, I just have to say, I've gone through this a couple times, and with all the changes that have come through this office, and I would really like to know where the funding is because I'm not finding it. I mean, I've had people moved, they were bumped from one position to another position. One went from 74.9 down to 51.5 and then back up to 64. I have lists of the departments, then I have different lists. I mean, the only thing I ever had was a special county detective and assistant DA vacancy. And they were the two that were combined to use for the previous district attorney. Now, if you're saying there was money in there that wasn't showing on this for the interpreter, I can understand that. But it's just
The interpreter is budgeted as well under.
a different area, right?
Yes,
And I got the paperwork on that.
614, 84, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Right. No, I'm just saying it's making his job difficult because it's just, it's all over the place.
We're hoping that we righted all those wrongs going forward.
Okay.
By eliminating the unfunded.
Well, I do have questions on, thank you very much, Kevin, I
Okay,
appreciate it.
thank you,
And I do have questions on some of the raises that were given, because there was a question brought up on, I had asked on this, one person is getting a $10,000 raise. The assistant DA and DUI is going from 27.6 to 37.5. Their part-time employee, it just, and then I just looked at the one above, so that one just got hired in January, correct?
Correct.
So a new hire is going from 31,862 to 37.5 within a 3-month time frame?
Judge, I base, or Commissioner, I base it on experience, qualifications, and not just time on the job. But yes, to answer your question, the part-time employees who are not receiving benefits are both receiving a pay of $37,500.
And how long was the one, this is what is that? I don't want to say her name, but the one at 27,675 going to 37.5 has been here for a longer time frame than the one that's just started in January, correct?
Correct.
But yet they're
Again,
going to
I
get the
base
same
that-
pay.
Again, I base that on qualifications and experience. Both are highly qualified.
This is just one of the reasons why I asked all the departments to give us a starting salary for their specific departments, because then this person that's going to be getting paid the same exact amount as the one that just started in January, I realize they're getting a $10,000 raise, which I don't think it's a lot of money. But I understand that you're saying that it's because of their experience and qualifications, but that's a lot of money to
Quite
get.
frankly,
And
it's not.
I understand you disagree with the amount, but this is government. This isn't the private sector. And I understand Luzerne County, I called down there and I got their rates, and I understand what you're saying because I did call down there. I try and do follow up on everything
And
so that I
Luzerne
know how
County
much
pays
money.
more, correct?
Well, it depends. It depends on if they're
Doesn't.
part-time.
They pay more
and they don't
for
have
their
part-time.
ADAs than Lackawanna County does, correct?
But they're all full-time, and there's only 9 of them, right?
But correct?
No, because there's part-time and full-time. That's the difference with them.
Full-time get paid more, correct?
Right. So we can't base the salaries on 2 part-timers because these are part-time workers.
Okay.
Both are, right?
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, this is why this person was here longer, and she's going to be making the same amount as this gentleman who just got hired.
That's why I'm basing my recommendations and motion based on experience and qualifications.
But you...
We discussed this at the work session, so this is basically already through the second time.
Well, I know, but this is something that needs to be discussed in public as well, because this is why I have ECTV here all the time, so they can hear what's going on in our salary boards. This is the taxpayers' money, so...
So, Commissioner, would you rather pay someone just based upon time on the job and not based on experience and qualifications? Is that what you're recommending to me?
I think both have to be considered,
They are.
okay? So,
So you're recommending that it just be done based upon time on the job and not on qualifications? Is that your position?
and budget.
They're within budget, so that's not an issue. Is it based upon time on the job and not on qualifications and experience, is my question to you, Commissioner,
I said
with all due respect.
Both,
And
with
I
all due
said it
respect.
is.
and that's fine, but it's still a lot of money, and it's my prerogative to discuss that in a meeting, because I feel like a $10,000 raise is a lot of money, and especially if they're both coming out at the same amount of pay
And
in the
my
end.
question to you, are you basing that simply on the only fact you're articulating, which is time on the job?
Sure, why not? We're comparing
I
2
base it
part-time
on
employees.
qualifications and experience and skill level and what they're bringing to the table, and trying to be equal between men and women, and provide.
Well,
a fair
now that
salary
has,
to my
Okay,
employees.
guys.
if it's between men and women,
Let's we have a
then
motion
that's
on the
no,
floor.
that has to have a response, because there is no difference. If it's based on men and women, this one that's getting paid more, that you hired in January, was getting paid more than the one that was getting, that was here for a while. You hired him, not me. So that was your decision to hire him at more, not mine. And now you're equalizing those payments out to $37.5.
You're right. I'm bringing it to equality.
But it had
I
nothing
had
to do
filled
with
an
the
open
previous.
spot with an open budget item when I hired the other individual.
That had nothing to do with male or female. I looked at all the different salaries, and that is not fair to say that. Absolutely not.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
We did the motion already. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, opportunity for the public to address the board. Members of the business. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.